blue skies and that air is
Well,
wonderful.
good morning. Good
Good
morning. The
morning.
air is
Good
good.
morning,
Good morning,
Yes,
Mr.
Dalton.
yes,
Antonio.
yes, yes,
You say yeah.
yes. Well, it is good to see all of you. Today,
Thank
we're going to
you.
continue telling a good story, getting the right leads, because that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do.
Mhm.
I'm going to go deeper, which means I got to go to a few people, but I'm going to give you some examples first.
Okay.
Who remembers something important from yesterday? Anybody? Gianna, Grace, and y'all, Monica, somebody who remembers something important from yesterday.
Did you say yesterday stop making mistakes out of miracles, or was that Sunday?
Feels like yesterday.
I can't
It
Stop
felt
remember.
letting
like
your
something like
metaphors be
Saturday, though.
Stop turning your miracles into
Miracles and the
metaphors.
metaphors. That's it. Yeah, stop turning your
Yeah,
miracles into metaphors.
yeah, yeah. Stop all that stuff. Stop all that stuff. I don't know what day that was, but it needed to come up again. All right. We know that we want 7 million customers. It would probably be good for you if you knew how many customers you wanted. You don't have to. You're
Mm.
not making a mistake. There are no mistakes. You will get to where you're trying to get to. But I can tell you, you will never hit a target you don't have. Let me just tell you that. You will not hit a target that you do not have. Thank you, Jerry. A good story leads to good leads. Jerry gave us something from yesterday. It is important. Now, the spiraling of this will basically lead to all of you need to be telling a story with every piece of content that you have. Every piece of content. I'm not talking in general. I'm not even trying to be philosophical. I'm telling you, every post needs to tell the right story so you can get the right lead. You do not want to have a bunch of customers that you can't scale with. If you've been in business long enough, you understand what I mean. It is very possible to have customers you can't scale with. Scaling forces you to do a lot of things. Scaling will either raise your prices or drop your prices. Scaling will most certainly cause you to end some programs and start some new ones. And you want customers that can handle all that. It just is what it is. You want customers that can handle all that. Now, what's a good lead? That's the ambiguity we got out there right now. What is a good lead? The
Uh,
simplest way to put this is somebody you want that will continue, or what's a good customer, I should say. Somebody you want that will continue to be your customer. It's just as simple as that. I could say more, but there's no reason to be intellectual right there. I want you. Thank you for keep spending your money. Let's just keep it simple, right? Thank you very much. Now, a good super fan, we've talked about that, is someone who spends their money but then creates content for you for free. Someone who goes back to their base and say you have to look at this movie on Amazon, right? That's free content for Amazon. You or TMZ, right? People share TMZ articles everywhere. You know, Donald Trump's support base or fan base or whatever you want to call them. They defend Donald Trump without in peacetime. Like everything could be calm, and they still throw up a post. I support Donald Trump. Trump 2020. It could be peace. Like he just saved 15 babies and invented water, and they go right up and say I support Donald Trump. You want people to constantly create content on your behalf. That's super fans. Different between or super customers. Different between customers and super customers, but you need them both. You even need casual customers too. So yesterday I introduced to you telling a story, a good story to get customers. Now, let me back up a little bit so I can explain. I'm really talking to the folk who show up every day in the field Susan, right, and all this stuff and build this company. That's what I'm really talking to. Y'all get the eavesdrop, so I'm addressing you too, and you can ask your questions. How do you get to 7 million more customers when you can't just get there by accident? So let me give you an analogy. Let's see. Vanessa, I believe you love the Lord. Is that correct? Would I be in the right? All right, she shook her head. The big church and the little church on the same block have the same Lord. One of those entities did some principles that's extra than the other. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. We're talking about the same thing here. We're talking about the same thing here, okay? Talking about the same thing. So basically, 7 customers, and 7 million customers. Both are businesses, but one would do something to get to 7 million, while one would do something to get to 7. Now, does your company need to get to 7 million customers? Probably not. If your company is about crisis for world government leaders, you probably only need 7 customers because you're going to charge them $50 million a piece. Do you understand? so, so you probably don't need 7 million customers. You won't have the time. You got 7 people on a $50 million retainer. You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Okay. This Bentley needs 7 million customers. It would probably ruin the brand. More like 700,000 customers a year, probably 70,000 customers. So you want to know what your brand is, and you want to know what your brand is, and you want to know dilute it. You don't want to dilute it, and you also want to know what it is. Either way, Bentley got to tell a $7 million story to each customer. Now we talking. Bentley can't tell the story that Honda Civic tells. Bentley gonna get a bunch of Honda Civic people trying to go up in there. That's not gonna work out for Bentley. Neither does Bentley want the general public in their parking lot. I play a video game, and it's a futuristic robot. Video game's called Fallout 76. It's this robot, and one of the missions is to get the undesirables off the property. And I laugh every time I hear it. Undesirables, speaking in this snooty accent. Undesirables. Bentley probably don't want undesirables in their parking lot. You understand? They want some people that match the feng shui of the parking lot. Do you understand? You've got to tell a good story. And I put all that. Definitely don't want them on the upholstery. No, not at all. So let's tie all that to your business. Some of the folk commenting on your post give you credibility. Wow, she said something. Okay, we ain't gotta be famous people. Just some influential person, some soccer mom that does weekly meetings with the soccer moms, and they all listen to her. And if Jane says we're doing this, and if Jane says that, they do it, and then Jane fools around and shares one of your videos, you got all those soccer moms. All of them. Because what Jane says, they do. And you want Jane on your stuff. So how do you craft a story to fit Jane? Making some sense? So how do we get to 7 million people? Well, we got to go get one, right? That's obvious. I feel like Phil would have said that answer. You got to get one, Antonio. Right? I feel like that would have been the logical answer.
By the way,
Yes, sir.
in 2012, Bentley made 9,107 vehicles. In 2011, Bentley made 7,593 vehicles.
Wow. See, I was way off. I said 7 million to 700,000. Probably too much. 7,000. Go ahead,
There are
Susan.
a lot of Bentleys here in Fort Lauderdale. Lots of Bentleys. And my mom's
Wow.
friend has like 6 of them, and she would drive up, with, and park there because she has a condo there and then other places. But she would come around, this beautiful blonde in the Bentley of her choice, the hat on and strutting around, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
They even smell good. They smell good.
Wow.
Yes,
There you
and
go.
it's a beautiful car. So yeah, beautiful.
There you go. See
They're
it?
everywhere here.
7,000. That's a story to good 7,000. Well, more than 7,000 people, but 7,000 closers. Go ahead, Phil.
Who owns Bentley?
No idea.
Volkswagen.
What a good job, Bentley. What a great job. That's exactly how you do it. That is exactly how you do it. I had no idea that Volkswagen owns that. Wow, what great marketing. What great everything. You need to tell a good story. Now, I broke down to you, I showed you a video. Now, Deanna teaches this a great way law, the Epiphany Bridge, right? But before Deanna mastered that around me, I was already on the hero's journey. I want to show you some secrets that I know in my head today, because you're going to have to do it, Monica. You accidentally did it Sunday night with Ruben. So you're going to have to do it. Let me go back over the hero's journey with you. There's a book, Joseph Campbell, Hero's Journey. Basically, it's called The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Every great leader, every great teacher, every god, so many, the Canterbury Tales and Shakespeare. I figured somebody would recognize that when I said it. Shakespeare, and just everything. They all have this same path, they all have the same path, the same journey. Hero starts off in the ordinary world. I showed the video to you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. I got it broken down right here. So this is where the hero exists before they met you. You understand? It's where their story begins. Hold on real quick. Let me blow this up. I don't know how big your devices are. There we go. Much easier now. This is where the hero exists before his present story begins. Oblivious to the adventures to come. They're in a safe place. His everyday life, where we learn crucial details about the hero, his true nature, his capabilities, outlook on life. This anchors him, the hero, as human. Let me just stop right here for a second. If you missed yesterday, if this is your first time here, this is my daily meeting. This is a real meeting. I'm talking to my people. We running this company. I'm showing you why we still successful in COVID-19. Actually, COVID-19 has been a blessing to the ATS Business University. So I'm sorry for everybody else, but we prayed for COVID or something. COVID's like, definitely. Now, and why is that? Because at the end of the day, Law, people want instruction. At the end of the day, when it comes down to what is primal, you can't beat instructions. The worse it get, the more instruction is needed. It's just, we are in the field of this instruction. Now, I told you this yesterday, that I went for years, I think 6, I don't know, maybe 5 years, and I just studied Hollywood because I asked myself, what if most people don't know this, but the truth is this company is a tech company that our competition is Netflix. So I was like, well, how do people sit down for hours and then leave and go, oh my God, that was the greatest thing ever? Who does that? And of course, the only example that I could come up with is Hollywood. Hollywood makes you say that. Hollywood, you go to the movies and see a karate movie, and you come out thinking you're a black belt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You walk out the movie, man, I wish somebody messed with me, right? Because you just, you saw Bruce Lee do some stuff, right? Something like that. Like, how do you duplicate that? Because Hollywood now has multiple billion-dollar movies, and still Gone with the Wind, if you adjust for inflation, is still the #1 movie of all time. Incredible. Gone with the Wind. Incredible. They don't make them like that no more, y'all. Gone with the Wind. Now, all of you should be understanding, processing that the hero, I'll show it to you again real quick. I did this yesterday, and I don't want to review too much. That this yellow section is this hero talk. And most of the about 33% of the movie, or about 25% of the movie, will be in just humanizing and showing you the downfall and the handicaps of who is the protagonist of that film. Okay, now I think somebody wants to say something. Somebody want to say something? I don't know who it was. Okay. Here's the good thing, y'all. You ain't got to do that. They already in their ordinary world. Your job is to show them you used to be ordinary. Every time I do a transition like that, please know that it's intentional. I'm pretty good at this communication thing, and it means I'm going deeper. Okay, going deeper. You need to show them you used to be them. So these 7 million people, Monica, that you're going to talk to, Grace, you need to show them. Listen, I get it. Me too. Right? Me too. Here is my story. Grace, do it for them. Do your thing you do about how you didn't listen to me. And
No.
go ahead and do it with your non-listening self.
Well, I had met, start with how I met you, that one, that part, whatever.
Wherever you want to start.
All right, well, I met Antonio within a church setting. That's how we met. The churches that we attended was in the same association, so we were at a convention type event. And I found out that he had been retired since age 29. And at this time, I think he was, about 33, 34 maybe. And I said, well, okay.
Sexy 3, sexy 4, but you can keep going though.
Oh my God. Anyway, so in my head, I said, okay, well, if he's been retired and has stayed retired, he knows something about money. So I asked him if he could help me with my finances because I had more month at the end of the money. And he said, yeah, we can meet at Starbucks. All I need is your income and your expenses. So I brought that to him and he looked at everything and he said, okay, I see what your problem is. You need to pay yourself first. And my brain was like, what are you talking about? If I pay me first, I can't pay I can't pay all my bills or whatever. So I politely let him finish. And I told him, I said, I appreciate you, helping me, but I don't see it. I don't see how I can pay me and still pay everything that I need to. And he's like, okay, well, not a problem. Well, 2 years went by And the same stuff kept happening. I had more month at the end of the money. Well, this time I was ready. And I told him, hey, okay, can you come back and help me again? And he was like, yeah, I'll help you, but you still need to pay yourself first. And then he said, how dare you pay Capital One before you pay Grace? And that's when the light bulb came on. And
Okay, hold on right there. Hold on right there. Because you're just so damn good. You're just so good. All right. You just thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I'm human. That's what's great. Listen, I'm human. Then, what I hope you do, I don't know if you do, but as you go and you do well, it's time for you to start letting people know you actually own a piece of this company. How about that? Yes. Okay. I don't know if y'all knew that. Grace actually owns a piece of this company. A nice piece. Yes. A piece that if I sold right now, she'd walk away with over $25 million. Or I think it's more than that. Ain't it more than that? Whatever it is. You did the math. I don't know. And she said it's more than that. She humbly said, yes, get the IRS out of my business.
Hey, Grace. Hey. PF Chang's, baby. PF Chang.
That's it. That's it, right? That's what you got to do. You have to. You have to show you're human to the 7 million people you finna talk to, Grace. But you also need to say, but I'm already a hero. Why? Let me tell you why. Hold on, where am I? I'll go back to my note. So the reason why you have to do this is because in us, like we don't get to decide this. This is already in us. Hollywood understands that. Because what Grace said was, I called her to an adventure. She said no. Then she came back from our ordinary world. And when I said, how dare you pay Capital One more than you pay Grace, that was her call to adventure. And then I was her assistant, and she joined me and she left her world. Do you understand? Yes. Okay, I see Vasmi Vanessa say, wow. I'm telling y'all, Hollywood will not approve a script that does not have this in it. I'm gonna show you more notes. I'm gonna show you more notes of how much I've been studying Hollywood, just so y'all can see how crazy this is. That's what Grace tells you. Grace, the reason why you're so good at assisting people to leave them and come over here is because without knowing it, you do this. Yes, you just need to be super serious about how I almost died. Lord have mercy. My rent, my mortgage, it was just, I'm telling you, my sister was getting on my nerves and my mama, well, she was supportive, but I was still, and then I just, one day I just said, I can't worry about money no more. I just need to get it. Right? All that stuff or whatever. Some of that was accurate, some of that was not, but you get the point though, okay? My toenail fell off and my eyebrows fell off, and I was so stressed. Go through this process. Now, let me show you something real quick. Call to adventure. The hero begins when he receives a call to action. Grace, pay yourself first. No, I will not. That's what Grace said. She let me finish, though. She did let me finish politely. It was about another 30 minutes. But she gave me that. Y'all ever know them? My grandmother called it nice nasty. So that's what my grandmother calls it. Nice nasty. She gave me that nice nasty. Thank you. No, you did good. Thank you. But I'm a jest. No. I see you around. Yes, see you around. She gave me one of those. No, it was good to see you. It was good to see you. It's good. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you for the coffee. All right. Okay, that's what she did. Then she went back to poverty. That's what she did. It was 2 years. Did you get better in finances, Grace, in 2 years?
No.
Did you get worse? Or did it stay the same?
It stayed the same.
Yeah, because it was already worse. You couldn't get worse. Worse would have been under a bridge. And you need to make that happen. Now, let's back up a little bit to make this coherent for everybody. in your business, your consulting, your whatever you're doing, whatever product or service you provide, the good thing is they are already in their ordinary world. It's as if God has shot the movie for them already, because they wouldn't even be interacting with you if they didn't want to leave their ordinary world. Sometimes they could already felt the call to adventure. Like, you know, when you're young, your grandmother died, your mama died, or Law just had his father die. Now he's going, you know what, man, life too short. And right there, he went through his own call to adventure and started making some major life changes. There it is, right there. All right, New York, it's been fun. It's been fun. We and look, this is where Law is. This is where Law is. All right, New York, it's been fun. It's been fun. Thank you. And he's about to roll into Trials and Escape. Okay, he's about to roll, and all of that is going to be a part of his story. That doesn't mean bad times. It just means, how did Joseph Campbell say it? In the cave you're afraid to enter is where your treasure lies.
Antonio,
Mhm.
you were talking about, you know, when you're coaching or speaking and you're working with a client, and that's exactly what we've been talking about in the Bureau, that, you know, when you're speaking, it's about the audience. It's not about I do this and I do that and I feel this way. It's, you know, the hook story, the pitch. The pitch is a call to action for your audience. What are they going to do different based on hearing you? What are they going to do different based on the experience of being coached by you? Because that's what, and that's the call to action, and that's what you do at the end. You call them to action.
That's exactly why you have to do it. Exactly. I didn't even think about that. I enjoyed the class last night. So on the Humor Consultants and the Vastine show, by that time, y'all, I'll be drinking in my night clothes. I don't know if y'all want me on camera drinking in my night clothes, you know.
On camera now.
Well,
I might like to see that just once.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it from the neck up like Grace would do.
Antonio, that depends.
I know, right?
That depends, right? Yeah.
And my Speedos and my petroleum jelly, that might be a little too much for the.
Might be. You know, Les Brown used to call it moving you from your seat to your feet. His message was always moving you from your seat to your feet. He always wanted his message to make you move, to get up and take action. That was always his message.
Yes, you sure right. The Kali method put in the chat. The woman to repeat that statement. The cave Joseph Campbell says this. The cave you're afraid to enter is where your treasure lies. The cave you're afraid to enter is where your treasure lies. Okay. Which it's that apology you're afraid to get, that conversation you're afraid to have. That is where your treasure lies. You have to get on the other side of fear. You just have to. Very welcome. You just have to. Now, there's some things I'm saying here, Sugar, that I need you to start doing. Okay? I'm talking to you specific.
Worried about mom or dad falling? The Symphony Medical Alert System from CVS Health helps make their home safer, even if you can't be there. Symphony works with voice activation or a care button they can opt to wear, along with smart sensors for coverage around the home. With 24/7 emergency response and an app to tie it all together, you can monitor your loved one's well-being for enhanced peace of mind. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more about Symphony at cvs.com/symphony or find it at your nearest CVS Health Hub.
Because you're so humble, you know, you're so obedient. When it's time, you need to show your person that you're bringing, not only that you've been there, but you already got out of it. And y'all need to do that more often and more strongly. Let's look at Hunger Games. Haman, who got Katniss Everdeen, her assistant, remember, he won the tribute. He won it. He wasn't the old guy. He was someone like her that killed all 24 people, whatever it is, and won. This is important. How can you lead someone when they don't know that you've already done what they're doing? Like, I'm not on the journey no more. I done left the middle class. Ain't no sense in me pretending like. You understand? At this point, I'm like Bill Gates. Well, not that much, but like Bill Gates. I sit in some $12 pants. No Gucci belt in sight. I ain't even got nothing to prove. You better be glad I brushed my teeth this morning. You understand? It's just my
Just
higher
don't be
toothbrush.
pushing no vaccines, okay?
I know, right?
Yeah.
You off the plantation.
I'm way off that, child. Yeah, buddy.
you off of
Yeah,
it.
I ain't buying nothing stupid. Nothing don't make me no money. Because I'm not on the journey. I came back to help you on the journey, Law. People only buy from people better than them. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, that's what we all have to say, man, she got what I need. I need that. People only buy from people who've done what they need to have done. Monica, when you get on these calls, it's time for you to say how you got all these real estate properties. Let me know if you hear me. I know you cooking the tortillas with the.
I wish.
But you feel what I'm saying? You gotta let them know. You have to let them know. You gotta let them know that you are accomplished, and Antonio's taking me higher. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna say, "Wow, you already did all that before him, and now you're following him." Oh man, and right, and whatever they're gonna process in their head. Okay, it's important. Grace is a school teacher millionaire. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's insane. Deanna has a GED. When did you get? What age did you get your GED? Because you didn't get it at 18.
Oh, no. I was in my late 20s.
Look at that. She's got celebrity class, putting me everywhere. I don't even know all the places I'm at this point. Number 2 in charge of $1 million company that's got headquarters in India and America, and has to do 200 things a day.
Honorary PhD.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. She has a GED. Time for you to start telling that story. It's a big deal.
Yes, sir.
It is. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. Now, poor, hungry, and determined, and say PhD stands for. Think about it. That's what you have to do. It's not because I said it. No. It's because Hollywood is $1 trillion industry from doing this. Deanna, you down here. You hit the status. You went through all this. You went through the trials and escape. You had the approach, which I break down. You went through the crisis. You got the treasure. You got the result. You return back home. You realize, man, everybody here is slow. Don't you feel that way? Hold on. Let me talk to her. Y'all just eavesdropping. Unmute your mic.
Hold on 1 second.
look, 'cause I was sure fit to say your family, so I'm glad you here to put me in your headphones. Yeah. Can you hear me now? I mean, your headphones? Oh, there you. She knows I'm the friend you shouldn't have on speakerphone. I mean, your headphones now?
No. Yes, you are. Never.
All right, then. Does your family get it?
No.
Will they ever?
No.
You already went home, saw that you're the only one that get it.
Yeah.
There are employees that despise entrepreneurship. How many entrepreneurs in your family? If talking about just the immediate family, not don't go way out there, the third cousins removed, and Uncle Jimmy and them. Talking about the ones that put food up in thine belly.
Not nothing.
All right then. Thank you very much. You can mute your mic. So appreciate you. You're already here. And all your harvest shows that. All of it. So now it's time for you to go back. You understand? Now let's break some of this down. So you go to this. So here's your ordinary world. Here's your call to a vendor. And here's your refusal to call. So hold on for a second. So basically, and you got meeting a mentor. I need y'all to get how important this is. Nobody. Ain't damn one of y'all said, huh? Okay, Lord, I'll do it. That is not the way y'all did that. Don't even try. Don't do that. Don't. I know y'all
I
saved
fought
and all.
every step of the way.
Every last one of them did. Every last one of them did. Don't let them fool you. We are human beings. All of us go, no. And pain or something makes us say, okay, something. But none of us just go, what'd you say? Get off that drugs? Okay, I'll do that right now. No, that's not the way. That's not the way that works. I should be financially intelligent right now. Okay, yep. But I'm going to the club right now. You understand? Or whatever this is what I got to do. This is what we do. We all refuse to call first. All of us. We all have the same story. If I knew what I knew now. Come on now, help me out, somebody. We got the same story. All of us. It's the same story. So I need you to get that the 7 million people y'all gonna call. Let me put it to them now. Your customers, they then refuse to call. Now, you gotta identify where they are. Are they meeting you, the mentor? Are they fit to refuse to call, but they go, I got some stuff I need to overcome? How many ever heard somebody say that? How many ever heard somebody say, you know what, man, as soon as I stop this, I'm a, you know, where's Sugar at? Oh, you say you did, Sugar? Sugar was like, as soon as I put the drugs down, I'm going to go to church. Or something like that. You had to do all that. Her God was like, girl, come on here, huh? I'll take care of that. You come on over here. Come on, Sugar, let me hear from you.
I was actually in Galveston at Avenue L, Pastor Thompson, right there on 26 and L. And their back door and my mother's back door faced each other. So the deacon would be out Sunday morning cleaning the grounds, and I'd be tipping out my mama's back gate going down to the boy down there on the corner. And they said, you gonna be with us today, Sister Sugar? I said, no, but y'all pray for me. And he said, you come on back when you can. I said, yes, sir, I will. And then one day, Pastor was out there. He says, I want to see you this morning in service. I says, Pastor, I ain't slept in 3 days. He says, I ain't caring about you where you slept, but if you haven't slept, I want to see you in this church this morning. Oh, man, that was a hard decision. But, you know, I was so thankful that I did go ahead and go. I sat in the very, very back, but I was the first one he called up for altar call. Oh, I slept for 3 days. he says, no, I need you to up here so we can pray for you. But they loved me enough. And, they just said, well, when you can make it, you come on back. And Intel will just keep praying for you. So, yeah, I was that one.
You were the only. Hey, listen, everybody over here got that story. Yours just happened to do with they have, back in the old days, they call them notorious sinners. That just meant sins you could see from the outside. You understand? Like you could see a drug dealer from the outside. You can see a prostitute. We got some stuff, sugar, you just can't see. But we's wicked. At least you was honest and wicked. We was sneaky and wicked. You understand? Sneaky and wicked. Which may be worse if we was compared, but you shouldn't compare in the first place. Shouldn't compare. A couple of things you said there. That church was your assistance. It's on the hero's journey. And you could have kept saying it. They would have told you, girl, come on here and sleep on this bench. Right? Come on to here. You ain't slept in 3 days. Come in here and go to sleep then. Just because if you're close enough, something gonna hit you. I thought I said something. If you get close enough,
heard you.
all right, something gonna hit you. But listen to what she said. They love me. They love me. That's the only thing to change any of y'all.
That's right.
Your assistants, your assister, your mentee, they're gonna love you in that process. It may be tough love, it will be whatever, but it will be love. That's what makes y'all change. Nothing else. It was my grandmother's prayers. It was not my grandmother's words. It was not your Bible that saved me. Do you understand? It was her love that made me say, well, let me get this doggone thing a try. See, y'all too saved. Yeah. I ain't ever picked up a book in my life, Jerry, and went, oh, I'm going to change. No. No. I had to get my face beat in first. Get love when I was unlovable. And then say, you know what? Let me try a new way. Come on, Vanessa.
I got you, Andre. I got you, Antonio. I heard you loud and clear.
Good.
I was following you. I was getting you.
Good.
Yeah, I heard you.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. About. Y'all have to get to the point in which you are living this story. Somebody asked in the comments, it's a sales script during the hero's journey. Yes, if it's a good one. Yes, if it's a good one. If you do more of the talking, well, it's a couple of signs for good sales script, but yes, if it's a good one. Yes, if it's a good one. Lobbying T-Mobile, taking people through the hero's journey. Do you want a screen protector too? Yeah. We out there in them caves fighting the enemy. You might need to screen protector. You understand? Right? All that stuff like that. These are principles. These are. I'm telling you. When you read the book yourself, you'll see. Now I've been reading it for years. I'm going back. Grace, tell them why do I read? What books do I buy? Why do I read?
He only reads to make himself money and take him to the next level.
That's it. Get me to the next level. Whatever I got going on in my life, that's what I'm reading. Get me to the next level. I'm reading 2 books right now. 3 books right. No, 2 books right now. I'm in book 2 of the Overseers. You know what I'm trying to say, Phil. I'm the Oversouls 7. I completely lost myself when I didn't want to tell you the book. I was totally in the story though, Phil. I literally was floating off. I literally told the stuff to disappear. I had the attitude, I went on the journey. I left the, when I escaped and they came back for me. I was hiding. You know, it was cold outside for me. I totally lost myself in the book. It was hot in Texas, but I was freezing because I was reading this. I was reading this book. It was fantastic. I'm still reading it. I'm still reading it. Going back and forth between these two books. Fantastic. And my point here is, you're going to have to get to the point where you're taking people on a journey. You're not going to have no customers if you do not. And if you're not able to identify where they are on the journey, then you can't pick up and be their assister. Y'all, the companies that make, all right, let me go back to my example again. Law, 2 churches on the same block. One's got 10 members. One's got 1,000. They got the same God. Somebody done learned some principles outside the Bible. Do you understand? It just is what it is. Give me some more evidence to contradict that. It just is what it is. The companies that make it, some of them understand how to treat customers and walk through. Some of them do not. It is what it is. You got the same LLC, same C Corp. Ain't no different. You live in the same country. You got access to the same internet. Same Google, same people. So ain't no difference. The difference is somebody done learned some extra whatever knowledge that's outside of just running a business. Just what it is. Tony Robbins is one of the greatest business people on planet Earth. He understands psychology. It helps. It helps. Man owns a soccer team. Go ahead, Vanessa.
What about Oprah Winfrey? Are these principles? They have to be spiritual, right? And they have to be universal. And they
Everything's
have to,
spiritual. Everything's universal.
okay. And they have to be the type of principles that transform the mind. Is that what we're looking for? And I hear what you're saying. Being able to take our clients on a journey. I definitely want to get to that place.
Well, let me break
So
this. Keep going. Keep going.
What book would you recommend that I begin to read?
All right, so now you got 2 different questions. What are you trying to do? Let me ask you what you're trying to do first.
I would love to take my clients on the journey, telling my story, you know, as far as identification, being able to relate what I'm saying, knowing that my clients are feeling me, because this would be my first time not speaking from a consultant perspective, but speaking to bring about identification. Can you relate to where I'm coming from in terms of putting my story out there, putting myself out there, being authentic, so that I can personally develop and then turn around and use my life and say, okay, this is how I did it. Based on service unto God.
So let me ask you one more question. I got it. I'm gonna verify my answer now.
Okay.
In 10 words or less, what are you trying to do? You already answered. I just want to see if you're gonna say the same thing.
Okay. To tell my story.
Okay, that's what I thought. I got it. I'm gonna recommend you a book I hated. I hated this book, y'all.
Okay.
I hated this book. But it was so good when it came to what you asked for. Okay. Now, in every book, but I hate the book, and now I'm gonna get something from it. First off, I'm not spending my money, Jerry, without getting some value. Do you understand? Now, we ain't doing that. I ain't going nowhere, Law. I ain't going nowhere where I'm not gonna have no good time. All right. If I showed up, I showed up. It's me. I'm salvaging something. I got to take it over. All right, I'll tell jokes, play charades or something. You understand? We doing something. The book is called. Hold on, keep your mic unmuted because I want you to be blessed here. This has nothing to do with your religion. You said over and over, I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. Did y'all hear it? That's what. And I asked when I said when I made it condense it. She started off with tell my story. I said, all right. She kept saying that. Tell my story. Tell my story. In my personal opinion, and I've read way too many books to even put a number on it. I was going through my head. The book that I think you should read is called Contagious Christian. It's actually by some pretty good authors. Bill Hybels, one of them. Who's familiar with Bill Hybels? Now, I would have recommended this book to you regardless of your religion, unless you would have been offended. Here's the point of this. The reason, let me tell you why I hated the book. The book teaches you how to tell your story to evangelize. Fantastic. And it even got the 7 different types of evangelism, which I never knew that existed. I'm an intellectual evangelist. I never knew. Now, evangelize doesn't have to be towards a deity. It could be you need to be the best evangelist of your company, the best evangelist of your consulting services. You understand? Evangelist just means a person who brings news of goodness. You got me?
Yeah.
The reason I didn't like this book, because it taught me how to talk to Phil. It didn't tell me how to qualify to talk to Phil. Right? It taught me, it put me, I'm already in this house. We already ate dinner. All right, here's what you say. And I was like, no, tell me how to even get to his house, right? How to even understand him. So that's why I didn't like the book. Doesn't stop the fact that everything you need is in this book. It's going to tell you, and you're going to love this, how to tell your testimony in 5 minutes. That's this book. It's going to tell you how to tell your testimony in 5 minutes. It's going to break it down into 3 pieces. I still use this to this day. It's going to say, what was your life like before? Well, if you're different religion, I apologize. Let me just be textual and conservative to the book. What was your life like before Christ? What was your life? What made you accept Christ? And then what is life like now after? Only 3 things you ever need. I do it to this day. To this day, I say, all right, Grace, so what was your life like before you knew math the way you do? What made you just say, let me go all in on math? And what is life like now? You can do this. Can y'all see how this is, it encompasses everything. So it's going to tell you how to tell your story in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Condense all your years into 5 minutes. And then what it's going to do, it's going to tell you the 7 different ways people evangelize. And you're going to find yourself in that one, and you only going to do that one. You understand what I'm saying? But here is one of my favorite things about this book. And I sure hope everybody hear me on this. This is regardless of gender, your conscious level, your creed, your race. It does not matter. It is exactly why people who would be racist against me still follow me. Because I understand one thing, and it came from this book. Vanessa, unmute your mic. I want to make sure you I want to make sure. This book teaches you. She's trying to unmute her mic. This book teaches Vanessa, there you go, and all of you, Vanessa, they gonna deny everything about your company.
Deny.
They gonna disagree. They gonna doubt. They gonna try to prove you wrong. But what they can't do is say Vanessa used to be this,
All right.
Now she's that.
And now she's that. All right.
And if you lead with your testimony, you don't have to worry about anybody's walls, because your testimony says, I used to be this, now I'm this, follow me.
All right, I got you.
You got me?
Yes,
All right,
I
then.
got you.
That's the
I
book I
got
think you should read.
Thank you.
You're
And
very
it's
welcome.
by,
Uh-oh. Hold on. Unmute your mic. I muted by accident.
okay, is it by Phil?
It should be. It should be. It should be. No, I believe it's by Bill Hybels. Let me see. Deanna posted.
Bill, okay.
Bill Hybels, yes.
Hybels, okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to let you know when I get it.
Yes, let me do.
Keep you posted.
Yeah. Now, notice I ain't got nothing but compliments for the books. I just wanted. I was looking
I
for something
understand.
else. Yeah,
I
was looking for
appreciate it.
something else.
And it's a guidance, and it's a. I'm instructional, and like I like the point that you made. You said I will be able to connect or identify.
That's right.
And pull myself out of it. That's what I want.
It's gonna give you 7 different ways. Who knew it was 7 different ways to evangelize? Because I certainly didn't.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, well, Sugar did. One of them is you got the I forget what it's called, but it's the evangelist that would take 40 years to invite you to church. But when it happens, you coming.
Wow.
They'll get to know you. They'll know your kids. They'll buy your kids presents. They'll sit at your hospital bed. They'll sit at your mama hospital bed. And then right there, Susan says, you know, Vanessa, you ought to come with me. 20 years later.
Yeah,
right?
20 years
She's been working on you 20 years.
20 years. That's how long it took.
That's it.
All right.
All right. There
Thank
you go.
you,
So
Antonio.
you're very welcome.
It.
Let me land this plane.
All right.
Listen, y'all. You need to have I got you muted. You need to have a great understanding about all this stuff, but you don't need to be able to teach it like me or something, right? You don't need to do all that. You just need to familiarize yourself with the hero's journey. So why do I say that? Well, because if you're listening, it means you're attracted to this conversation. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's between you and your soul and why you came here today. That's on you. You wanted this conversation. That is how it works. That you wanted it. You wanted it. The final thought for you is, well, the reason and final thought is we're going for 7 million customers. I'm acting like we got 0. We're going for 7 million. How, Antonio? How we get that? All right. I'm telling my team how. One by one conversation at a time. Hero's journey. We're going to do what no one else or very few people are doing. I didn't say no gimmicks. I said one by one, we're going to have 7 million conversations. And we're going to be the assistants and walk people where they need to go. We'll do this again tomorrow because I ain't finished. I'm going to keep breaking this down. Next is our marketing training. So I do appreciate you. Deanna will regale us with her knowledge on the marketing. And I will drink some cold water as she does her good teachings. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you learned something. This is literally how I run my company. So, Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate. You're welcome. Love you more. Phil, more. Love you more, everybody. Y'all have a good one.